What if everything you've experienced until now was just a limited version of what you're truly capable of creating? This audiobook isn't just knowledge, it's an activation. Here, you'll discover that you are not merely a human searching for answers, but a sleeping creator, ready to redesign your reality from within. We'll dive into consciousness, quantum leaps, powerful decrees, and the return to your true identity, the divinity that lives inside you. But be warned, this isn't for those who want to keep dreaming, it's for those who are ready to awaken. Are you ready to remember who you really are and create from that limitless power? Chapter 1. The Lost Origin, the Infinite Being. You were not born from dust. You did not emerge by chance. You are not a cosmic accident, nor a body abandoned to fate. You are a pure emanation of Source, an eternal spark of the All, choosing to experience the illusion of separation in order to rediscover your own infinitude. Your origin is not in the body, it is in consciousness. Before your body existed, you already were. Before time itself, you already existed. And even if you have forgotten this truth, your soul remembers. It whispers it in your dreams, shouts it in the silences, and drives you through every deep yearning for expansion, freedom, and fulfillment. The soul, as an expression of the all-classical metaphysics, teaches us that all creation is energy in motion, a projection of the universal mind. Your soul is an indivisible extension of this divine mind, a drop that contains the entire ocean. You are not separate from the all. You are the all expressing itself as you. Have you ever felt something inside you that never ages? Something that remains unchanged while the world around you shifts? That is your essence. It has no name, no gender, no limits. It is pure life, pure presence, the I am without labels. When you say I am, you are speaking the sacred name of your true self. It is the first act of creation, the original verb. Everything that follows, I am wealthy, I am powerful, I am happy, is a direct command to the universe. That is how literal your power is. That is how divine your word is. You did not come from matter. Matter came from you. Quantum science confirms what metaphysics has always taught. Matter is not the cause, it is the effect. Everything physical is a manifestation of the non-physical. Consciousness is the source of all that is seen. In quantum labs, scientists have observed that the act of observation changes the reality being observed. Electrons do not take form until they are observed. The world organizes itself according to the intention of the observer. Do you see what this means? The universe is not out there, separate from you. You are the observer, collapsing infinite possibilities into one concrete reality. You are not inside the world. The world is inside your consciousness. The I am as an eternal principle. Neville Goddard said, "Man is all imagination, and God is man, existing in us, and we in him." Connie Mendez taught that I am is the name of God within you, and by recognizing it, you invoke your divine power to shape reality. When you awaken to your true identity as the infinite being, you begin to create from your nature, not from lack. You no longer beg the universe. You shape it from certainty. You no longer live in fear. You move as one who knows they are the cause, not the effect. Everything you see outside is the echo of your inner world. What you affirm, feel, and believe is what shapes your reality. That is why the first key to remembering who you truly are is reclaiming the power of your word, your mind, and your attention. Key affirmation: I am not my body. I am the field that creates it. Repeat it, not as a nice phrase, but as a deep acknowledgement. Close your eyes. Breathe. Feel this truth expanding within you like a waking star. You are the quantum field. You are the source. You are life itself before form. But if this is true, if you are not your body, if you are not your mind, then who are you? In the next chapter, we will open the door to the greatest mystery. Why did you forget everything? And even more, Why did you choose to forget? Chapter 2. The Game of Forgetting. Why you don't know who you are. To remember your greatness, you first had to forget it. There was a moment, not marked on any human calendar, when you chose to enter the game. You were not a body. You had no name, no fear, no limits. You were pure consciousness, floating in the vastness of the all. And then, you chose to forget. No one forced you. You weren't expelled. It was you, with the wisdom of an eternal God, who plunged into the veil of forgetting to live an experience, the experience of remembering who you truly are from the illusion of complete separation. It's like a spark from the sun choosing to enter a dark cave, not because it has lost its light, but because the contrast will give it a deeper understanding of its own brilliance. The veil of ego and conditioned mind. From the moment you arrived in this plane, you were trained to forget. You were taught your name, but not your essence. You were told to be someone, but not that you already were the all. Rules, rewards, punishments. They conditioned your mind to confuse your value with external recognition, your power with approval, your divinity with a distant figure. And so the ego was born, a character pretending to be you, but not really you. The ego needs to survive. To do so, it must believe it is separate, vulnerable, and lacking. The ego cannot remember it is God in disguise, because then it would cease to exist. Every thought of lack, every fear-based emotion, every judgment you make about yourself or others, these are bricks in the wall separating you from your true self. But that wall isn't real. It's an illusion, like fog, dense up close, invisible once you move through it. Why would a God choose to forget its power? You might wonder now, why would an infinite consciousness choose spiritual amnesia? The answer is one word: evolution. Just as gold needs fire to reveal its purity, you chose to forget so that remembering would be an explosion of wisdom, compassion, and conscious power. Without shadow, light has no definition. Without separation, there is no glorious reunion. The pain of disconnection is the sacred price of illumination. Great avatars, sages, and mystics, all passed through forgetting. All were born as ordinary humans, but at some point, something awakened, and once it did, they could never sleep again. Duality as part of the quantum design. Quantum physics teaches us that reality is made of infinite possibilities coexisting simultaneously. Everything exists in potential until you observe it. Then your observation collapses the potential into reality. This is the mystery of wave collapse. Duality, light/shadow, up/down, fear/love, is part of the perfect design that allows the game of choice. You can only see the light after knowing the shadow. You can only choose love after having felt its absence. You are not trapped in duality. You are the one observing it. You are the one transcending it. The soul whispers, "Who am I?" The mind once asked, tired of running, desiring, struggling. And a voice inside, soft but deep, answered, "You are the one observing all of it. You are me. You are the one who forgot, and the one who has begun to remember." The mind fell silent, and in that silence the soul spoke clearer than ever. Exercise. Visualize the moment you forgot and are now remembering. Close your eyes. Imagine standing before a mirror. Not a physical mirror, but a quantum one. It reflects your true self. See it. It has no age, no fear. It is light. It is wholeness. And suddenly, you feel something inside you go back in time. You see the moment you chose to enter this reality, knowing you would forget your greatness. Feel the love in that choice. Feel the wisdom in that act, now. Visualize the mirror lighting up. Your reflection is no longer an illusion. It is the awakened being. It is the God within you, remembering it has always been there. Breathe and whisper softly, "I am the one who remembers." I am. What if you already knew this? What if everything you're reading now isn't new at all? What if this wisdom has always lived within you, just waiting to be activated? What if you're not learning, but recognizing? If you felt something stirring within you, it's no accident. It's the echo of memory. It's your eternal self knocking on the door of your human consciousness. And this is only the beginning, because now that you know, you forgot. Are you ready to remember who you were before you became who you think you are? Chapter 3. The Divine Spark. Proof that the divine lives within you. God is not up there. God does not sit on a distant throne or hide in some unreachable corner of the universe. God lives in your breath, in your voice, in your thoughts. God lives in you. If you've ever felt out of place in this world, if you felt a longing you couldn't explain, a yearning that nothing external could satisfy, it wasn't confusion. It was your divinity trying to speak to you. It was the spark of your being, whispering to you amid the noise of the world. Most people walk through life asleep, repeating inherited patterns, playing assigned roles, obeying rules they never chose. They live unaware that within them burns an eternal flame, the same flame that birthed the galaxies. But you are here, reading these words, because something in you has awakened. That restlessness, that thirst for something greater, is proof that a divine spark already burns within you. You don't need to search for proof in temples or ancient texts. Your divinity reveals itself daily through your deepest capacities, intuition, imagination, and your word. Intuition is that certain knowing without logic, guiding you along paths you may not understand, but which later prove perfect. It does not come from your rational mind. It comes from your higher consciousness. It is your essential self sending messages from a dimension where time and space do not limit truth. Every time you've trusted it, miracles unfolded. Every time you ignored it, you felt the subtle distance from your true self. Imagination is not child's play. It is the soul's most powerful tool for designing universes. Neville Goddard taught clearly, what you imagine intensely already exists in the invisible field, and if you hold it emotionally as real, you will bring it into form. Connie Mendez also affirmed that your imagination is a direct inheritance from God within you. What you see inside will eventually reveal itself outside. Your imagination is not fantasy, it is creative vision. And then there is your word. Your word. Quantum science shows that reality responds to the observer, that energy collapses into form when measured, observed, or named. Your voice is that collapsing power. Your word creates or destroys. When you say, I am capable, the universe aligns with that command. When you say, I cannot, it is not humility, it is a negative decree. Every phrase you speak is an order to the quantum field. That is why in metaphysics, I am is the master key. It is the activation of divine consciousness. Each time you say, I am, you are speaking the name of God within you. This truth is not new. Wise beings throughout history have spoken it. Jesus said, the Father and I are one. He was not speaking of separation, but of identity. He did not say, God is out there, but the kingdom is within you. Nikola Tesla, the visionary genius, said his mind was merely a receiver, that all wisdom came from a core of universal consciousness. It wasn't magic, it was connection, active consciousness, God working through him. Neville Goddard understood this too. Man is not a physical being striving for spirit, but a spiritual being living a temporal experience. What you see outside is a reflection of your inner state. Assume a new identity, a new consciousness, and reality transforms as a responsive mirror. Not because the world changes, but because you, the creator, have changed. Quantum physics, in trying to study the universe through logic, ended up confirming what mystics have long known. Without consciousness, there is no reality. The famous double-slit experiment demonstrated that subatomic particles do not behave as particles, unless observed. In other words, the invisible only becomes visible when consciousness looks. Without you, there is no form. Without your gaze, there is no manifested universe. You are the one activating reality. So, do you still believe you are small? A body among millions? A leaf blown by the wind? Number. You are the spark that ignites the universe. You are the center that contains all. And when you awaken to this truth, you can no longer live as if you are less. Once a woman meditating silently asked, "How do I know God lives in me?" Her soul, the part that never sleeps, responded without words. Who is asking this question? Who is breathing? Who feels this longing? The woman answered, "I am." Then the inner voice whispered with love, "You are me, remembering me." And everything lit up. Perhaps what you are reading now is not new. Perhaps you are not learning, but remembering. Because you have always known, you simply forgot. And now you are returning. You are reconnecting with the fire that never went out. Do this practice. Close your eyes and say 3 times, "I am. I am." I am. Feel a light in your chest, expanding. Do not imagine it as something external. It is your true self. That light is who you are. That light creates everything. That light has no beginning and no end. You are that spark. You are that eternity. And from now on, every time you speak, imagine, or feel, remember, you are creating. You are God in action. You are a living expression of the Absolute. Everything you touch is elevated. Everything you imagine is drawn closer. Everything you affirm becomes law. Now you know that the divine lives in you. You feel it, recognize it, breathe it. But if this is true, and it is, why do you sometimes disconnect? What invisible force makes you doubt, fear, or sabotage your light? In the next chapter, we will meet the true imposter, the ego, that veil that hides your divinity and sabotages your creation, and you will learn how to free yourself from it, so that nothing and no one can ever extinguish your spark again. Chapter 4. The Quantum Mind, your tool of God. Your mind is not just a tool for thinking. It is a multi-dimensional gateway. It is the most powerful instrument an incarnated soul possesses. Through it, you interpret reality, and more than that, you create it. But not the rational mind you've learned to use for solving problems or remembering dates. I'm talking about your quantum mind, the part of you that operates beyond linear time, beyond logic, beyond conscious thought. For too long, humans have been trained to use their minds like a filing cabinet. Memorize, repeat, obey. But that is not its highest function. Your mind is the channel through which the invisible becomes visible. What you experience in your physical world is not the product of chance or external circumstances. It is the direct result of your deep mental activity, what you hold with emotion, attention, and belief. The quantum mind doesn't need physical proof to act. It doesn't reason like a logic-trained adult. It obeys like a loyal servant following the command of the soul. It does not distinguish between real and imagined. If you visualize it clearly and accompany it with a matching emotion, it takes it as truth and projects it into the quantum field, the realm where all possibilities exist simultaneously. That field, also called the unified field, is a vibratory ocean of infinite potential. Every thought, every emotion, every word you emit becomes a wave that disturbs it. Like a stone dropped into water, your consciousness sends ripples through this invisible sea, causing some realities to emerge, and others not. Quantum science has already shown this. There is no fixed reality without an observer. Everything remains in a state of pure potential, latent energy, until someone with consciousness observes, names, and feels it. Then the energy collapses into matter, into fact, into experience. The extraordinary part is, you don't need to see to believe. You must believe to see. The quantum mind operates from inner certainty, not from external waiting. While your rational mind wants proof before it trusts, your divine mind creates proof from trust. This is why many people pray, decree, or visualize without results. They do it from doubt, from "I hope it works," from desire, but not from the creative consciousness that knows it is already done. This is where quantum metaphysics comes with full force, to remind you that you don't attract what you desire, you attract what you are. And what you are is determined by what you hold in your mental, emotional field. If you desire abundance but feel lack inside, you vibrate lack. And that is what the field reflects. If you affirm wealth but harbor fear within, the field does not respond to your words. It responds to your deep vibration. That's why the true art of manifestation is not repeating formulas. It's becoming, vibrationally, what you wish to experience. Visualizing a new car isn't enough if your soul doesn't feel worthy of it. Decreeing health is useless if, deep down, you cling to the identity of being sick. The quantum mind creates from coherence between thought, emotion, and state of being. That is the formula: clear thought, powerful emotion, unwavering certainty. When you achieve that triad, you collapse your desired reality. What does this mean? In the infinite sea of possibilities, you choose a specific timeline, attract it, and make it tangible, not with force, but with frequency, not with struggle, but with alignment. Visualize this. You stand before a wall with thousands of doors. Each represents a different possibility, a different life, a different health, a different relationship, a different level of abundance. You cannot open them all. You can only open the one that matches your current vibration. If you want to step through the door of fulfillment, you cannot hold the frequency of fear. If you want to open the door of love, you cannot keep believing you don't deserve it. The quantum field responds to the law of resonance. You attract what you are, not what you beg for. So, how do you use the quantum mind? First, become aware that you are already using it. Always. The problem is most people use it unconsciously. They think about what they don't want, feel fear, speak scarcity, imagine the worst, and the field, obedient, returns exactly that. Step 1. Monitor your internal conversation. What are you telling yourself all day? What images do you hold? How do you speak to yourself in the mirror? From where do your decrees come? Your quantum mind needs clear images, not confusion, aligned emotions, not contradiction. Step 2. Create a daily practice of visualization and affirmation from the state of fulfilled desire, not from lack, but from the inner experience of, "It is already done." Imagine with detail, feel it, live it, declare it, move as if you already have it. That is how you speak to the quantum field. Step 3. Release. Letting go is not giving up. It is no longer anxiously checking for manifestation. It is knowing that if you've created it inside, it will arrange itself outside by law. It is living with the certainty of the one who plants a seed and does not dig it up to see if it grows. They know the universe does not fail. All it requires is coherence, persistence, and vibrational faith. Practice this daily. Close your eyes and say with intention, "My mind does not only think. My mind creates repeat until you feel it in your cells, until your field ignites, until your soul remembers, because you didn't come to ask the universe for something. You came to remember that you are the universe creating through you. When this truth settles into your consciousness, you no longer ask if you can achieve it. You know it is already done. But what happens when, despite all this, something inside sabotages the process? What happens when doubt, fear, or guilt takes over again? In the next chapter, we will explore the inner force that limits you, holds you back, and distances you from your power, the ego, and you will learn how to dissolve it, so that only the awakened creator remains. Chapter 5. God's Word, the creative verb within you. In the beginning, it wasn't matter. It wasn't a spark, an explosion, or an atom. In the beginning, there was the Word. Infinite consciousness spoke, and in speaking, it created. No hands, no effort, only vibration expressed, only the verb cast into the void, which, once pronounced, became form. This is not just a mystical metaphor. It is a universal law. It is the mechanism through which the universe unfolds. And the most astonishing part? That same power that held galaxies together, that same primal word that brought forth light, lives in you. Every word you speak is an extension of your creative power. You are not simply talking. You are emitting a frequency into the quantum field, a field that responds to your vibration. Every sentence, every affirmation, every decree from your lips is an energetic command. You are shaping the invisible, programming matter, instructing the universe on what to bring forth. And if you're unaware of this, you'll continue creating, but by default, not by design. Classical metaphysics has taught this for centuries. Neville Goddard said that the word, combined with the feeling of fulfilled desire, is the ultimate key to manifestation. To him, affirming was more than speaking. It was embodying. When he said, "I am wealthy," he wasn't repeating an empty phrase. He was speaking as God within him. He wasn't describing a future condition. He was proclaiming a present fact in the quantum field, making it real through faith. Connie Mendez said it repeatedly. Do not speak of your problems. Do not reinforce with your words what you do not wish to maintain. The verb is law. What you affirm today, you will live tomorrow. The word does not return empty, she said, knowing that every word becomes a seed in the invisible realm, germinating through the water of your attention. Today, quantum physics not only supports these teachings, it explains them. We know the universe is vibration. Everything is composed of fields of energy that respond to the observer. But the observer doesn't just see with the eyes. They observe with mind, emotion, and language. When you speak, you project waves that affect the quantum matrix. Your words vibrate, and that vibration influences the field, selecting certain possibilities and dismissing others. This is why it's crucial to pay attention to how you speak about yourself. What do you decree unconsciously every day? When you say, "Everything goes wrong for me," you are instructing the field to obey. When you say, "I never have luck," you are not describing a fact. You are reinforcing a timeline. When you say, "This is too hard," you push solutions away. And when you repeat, "I can't," you close doors the universe had already opened for you. Words are code, energy with direction, intention made law. And if you do not consciously reprogram your verb, your reality will repeat your unconscious thoughts. The beautiful part is, you can reclaim this power right now. You don't need complex rituals. You only need presence. And from that presence, declare what you choose to be, what you are willing to experience, not from empty desire, but from the vibrational certainty that what you affirm already exists in the invisible realm. Say it now, clearly, without fear, with strength. I am what I choose to be. Feel these words rising not just from your mouth, but from the depths of your being. Feel the universe listening and rearranging itself to respond. This is not superstition. It is spiritual technology, vibrational science, the law of the word in action. When you affirm with emotion, conviction, and inner coherence, your words become a creative beam, and it manifests. It's time to become conscious of how you speak, not only to others but especially to yourself. Your inner dialogue, the conversation that sustains your world, can be your greatest ally or your subtlest saboteur. Change your words, and you change your world. Repeat each morning affirmations that align your frequency with abundance, health, and peace. Use the words of great masters, or create your own. Power is not in the words themselves, but in the consciousness with which you speak them. Here are some you can use. I am the presence of God acting through my life. All I need is already within me. I am perfect health, infinite wealth, and constant peace. My word is law, and what I decree is fulfilled. Make your words an altar. Make your voice a channel of conscious creation. And if doubt ever arises, remember, the universe doesn't distinguish between truth and lie, possible or impossible. It only responds to what you declare as real. Now try this simple but powerful ritual. Close your eyes for a few minutes. Visualize your life as a blank page, empty of past, free of previous conditions, only pure possibility. Then open your lips and declare, "From this moment on, my word creates my universe." Begin writing with your voice what you choose to manifest. Speak not from need, but from source. Not from fear, but from the I am. Not from someday, but from now. You are not here to describe the world. You are here to create it. And your words are the divine tool within you to make it real. Now that you know this, what will you choose to declare? What universe will you begin shaping with your verb? And more importantly, will you dare to speak as God within you? Chapter 6. Miracles. Aren't miracles, they're laws. You forgot. Miracles don't break the laws of the universe. They confirm them. You've been trained to see the extraordinary as an exception. To think that sudden healing, unexpected abundance, or total transformation of a life are rare, whimsical, almost magical events. But they're not. They're natural. They're consistent. They're laws you simply forgot. Deep down, you know reality can shift in an instant. You've felt it. A single piece of news can transform your day. A thought can make your heart race. One decision can change your destiny. So why couldn't an affirmation heal your body? Why couldn't certainty bring the solution? The answer isn't out there. It's in your mind. You were told miracles were rare, so you would never realize that you can create them. And yet, they happen, more often than you think. Every time someone heals without explanation. Every time someone rises out of poverty with a single idea. Every time someone saves their life through visualization, or finds love in the middle of despair. These are miracles, but they're not mysterious events. They are quantum leaps, a break from linear logic. Consciousness choosing to access another timeline, the quantum self, unbound by body or past, activating a new reality from within. In physics, subatomic particles can change state without traveling the distance in between. They jump. They appear in a new place without following the intermediate path. That quantum leap is possible because, at that level, ordinary logic doesn't apply. Everything is energy. Everything is potential. And the same happens to you when you choose to believe from the heart. This is not poetic metaphor. It is a scientific description of the soul in action. You don't heal because the body fixes itself. You heal when you change the pattern that made you sick. When you collapse a new vibration with faith. When you affirm, "I am health," and feel it so deeply that your biology obeys. You stop repeating illness and start sustaining the image of well-being. And the body, a reflection of consciousness, responds. It changes. It aligns. You don't manifest because the universe rewards you. You manifest because energy follows sustained thought with emotion. It is not desire that creates. It is vibrational certainty, and that certainty comes from the self, not the ego. The ego begs, pleads, needs. The self declares, sees, knows. When you connect with the quantum self within, there is no barrier, no time, no how. There is only, it is already done. I remember a real case. A woman diagnosed with a terminal illness was told there was no hope, but instead of surrendering, she chose to create her own medicine. Every day, she visualized her body as light. She spoke to her cells. She slept, repeating, "I am life." Her doctors watched silently, confused. 6 months later, no trace of the disease remained. Not luck, quantum connection, law in action. Another story. A young man with nothing repeated daily. "I am divine prosperity and manifestation." He lived in a borrowed room, ate once a day. Yet, instead of narrating scarcity, he spoke of abundance. He felt it already was. He acted as if he were on the path. 1 year later, his life was completely transformed. Not luck, but alignment. He stopped living in the version of, "I can't," and accessed the frequency of, "I already am." So here's the question. How many times have you nullified a miracle by believing it impossible? How many times did you approach change only to retreat in fear? How often did you speak the decree with your lips, but doubt it with your soul? Here's the twist. You don't have to wait. You don't need external proof. Miracles don't activate through effort, they activate through alignment. Today, you can leap. Today, you can choose to think from law, not logic. Today, stop asking, when will it happen? And start declaring, it is already happening. Because every profound change begins as a vibrant decree. Then the world arranges itself to reflect it. Do this now. Place your hand over your chest. Take a deep breath. Feel a sun inside you, a force that doesn't age, doesn't get sick, doesn't limit itself. That is your true identity. That is your quantum self. From there, say with all your power, I am the law that turns the impossible into inevitable. You are not invoking an external force. You are activating the truth that already lives within you. You are remembering how the universe works when you see it from the center. You are letting go of chance, fear, and I don't know how. You are entering the frequency of conscious miracles. Because miracles are not privileges of a few, they are accessible to anyone who remembers who they are. And you are remembering. Now that you know this, what would you dare to change today, if you knew without a doubt that the miracle has already been delivered? In the next chapter, you will discover the final key to limitless manifestation, living from it already is instead of someday. Because when you assume you already are, the universe has no choice but to obey. Chapter 7. Awaken the Sleeping God. How to embody your power. God didn't leave you. He just fell asleep, waiting for you to remember. Since childhood, you were taught to look up when you spoke to God, to beg, to wait, to feel small. You were told that the sacred was outside you, that only a few could access the divine. And you believed it. And in believing it, you forgot that the Creator was never far. He was in you, asleep, waiting for your call. That forgetfulness served a purpose. It was part of the game. You had to explore separation, fear, limitation. But no longer. Now is the time to awaken. Because if you've made it this far, something inside you has been activated. A whisper that says, you are not what they taught you. You are more, much more. The God within you is not a symbol or an external figure. It is your highest identity, the part of you that knows no fear, no doubt, no limit. The consciousness that observes silently and knows it can create realities just by thinking them. But to embody it, you must first leave the imposter behind, the ego, that inner voice that pretends to be you, but actually repeats the inherited ideas of the world. The ego believes in effort, struggle, chance. It lives to protect a small identity, and it's not evil, it's just afraid. But you can no longer live from fear, not after all you've remembered. The soul cannot shrink back once it has tasted its infinity. And awakening the sleeping God within requires an act of courage, letting go of the old identity and claiming your divinity, not as arrogance, but as responsibility. To embody your power doesn't mean you'll be perfect or stop feeling. It means you will act from truth, not programming. It means that instead of asking, what will happen to me? You will ask, what am I choosing to create? Because you didn't come here to adapt to the world. You came to manifest a new universe from elevated consciousness. To do this, you must enter higher frequency states: faith, certainty, love, alignment. Faith, not as empty hope, but as absolute vibrational trust. Certainty, as an inner knowing that requires no external proof. Love, as the most powerful magnetic field in the universe. And alignment, as coherence between what you think, feel, and do. When you enter these states, you become a pure channel. You empty yourself of the character, and the self expresses without obstruction. There, you don't perform miracles. You are the miracle walking. There, you don't affirm abundance. You are abundance in motion. There, You don't chase healing. You are embodied health. How do you access these states? Through simple but sacred practices: meditation, quantum visualization, and the state of fulfilled desire. You don't need hours or complex rituals. You only need intention, presence, and a firm decision to return to the center. When you meditate in silence, you are not doing something mystical. You are reprogramming your energy field, clearing interference, creating space for the higher self to express. You are not trying to empty your mind. You are letting your mind surrender to your soul. When you visualize from the state of fulfilled desire, you are not playing with imagination. You are moving real energy, collapsing futures, sending a clear signal to the universe. This is me. This already is. And the universe responds not to your wants, but to your vibration. That is why the key is not wanting. It is embodying. Do this exercise every morning. Before you get out of bed, take a deep breath and close your eyes. Visualize yourself already living what you long for, not as a future desire, but as a present reality. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the freedom of already having it. Then declare with firm voice, "The God within me acts. The universe obeys." Say it as one who awakens a sleeping force, as one who no longer needs permission to shine, as one who remembers you didn't come to beg for miracles, you came to be the source of them. In that moment, something shifts. Your field reconfigures, your energy rises, and the world, like an obedient mirror, begins to transform. And something even deeper happens. You realize you don't need to do things to create. You only need to be who you really are. And who you are is God in manifestation. Not a separate God, not an inflated ego. A unique expression of the all, acting through you. Do you realize what that means? There is no more impossible. Everything that once seemed distant or difficult was simply waiting for your conscious embodiment. Life is not something that happens to you. It is something you emit from your being. And here's the twist. If this is true, and it is, why keep acting as a limited being? Why keep negotiating with doubt when the power is already yours? Awakening the sleeping God is a daily choice. It's not a one-off mystical moment. It's a lifestyle. Choosing at every moment to remember you are not your body, your story, your wounds. You are the scriptwriter. You are the spark that ignites everything. You are the law in action. And now the question is no longer, can I? The only question left is, do I dare to hold my power without falling asleep again? In the next chapter, you will go even further. You will learn to live as an open channel, where your soul and the universe become one. Because when the inner God fully awakens, you don't just do magic, you become it. Chapter 8. You are the universe playing human. You are not a part of the universe. You are the entire universe experiencing itself as you. The greatest illusion that sustains human suffering is the idea of separation, the belief that you are here and the universe is out there, that God is in the sky and you are trapped in a limited body. But when you pause in silence, when you close your eyes and look inward, an ancient truth begins to emerge. There is no outside. Everything is within. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. This principle has been known since the dawn of wisdom. The Hermetic masters summed it up in a phrase as simple as it is infinite. As above, so below. As within, so without. It wasn't spiritual poetry. It was a key to understanding the nature of reality. There is no division between the vast and the small, between the cosmos and the cell, between the all and you. Everything that exists outside reflects your inner state. Everything within you contains the totality of the universe. You are the center of your reality, not by ego, but by design. Like an infinite fractal, who you are contains the same structure that shapes galaxies. Your heart beats in rhythm with the universe. Your thoughts resonate with the same frequency that forms the stars. Your consciousness is the mirror in which creation recognizes itself. Quantum physics is slowly confirming what the sages already knew. There are no separate objects, only deeply connected systems. Quantum entanglement shows that two particles, even light years apart, can influence each other in real time. What does this mean? Distance is an illusion. Everything is connected beyond space. What you do, think, or feel doesn't only affect you, it affects the all, because you are the all in a unique form. And when you take this truth to its ultimate expression, something even more astonishing becomes clear. The universe is not a single reality. It's infinite. What we call reality is just one of many possibilities coexisting. The multiverse is not just a theory, it is a mirror of your expanded consciousness. Multiple versions of you exist across different timelines, and you choose which to experience, not with your body, but with your vibration. What you believe, sustain, and embody positions you in a frequency that activates one of those realities. So if the entire universe is contained within you, and if you can navigate its infinite possibilities with your consciousness, what are you waiting for? To live as the absolute creator of your experience? The mistake is not wanting more. The mistake is believing you have to go outside yourself to get it, that you must chase success, love, abundance, as if they were distant stars. But all of it already exists in your field. It's only waiting for your alignment. It's not about seeking. It's about remembering that you already are what you long for. And when you remember, something inside ignites. A light without a name, but one that gives you an ancient certainty. I already knew this. This has always been within me. To help integrate this truth, practice the following sacred exercise. It's not a technique, it's communion, a conscious expansion into what you already are. Practice. Meditation of union with the all. Find a quiet place. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply and slowly. As you inhale, imagine the energy of the universe entering you. As you exhale, feel yourself expanding into the universe. Repeat this several times until you feel that your body has no boundaries. Where your self ends, the world begins. Now imagine a golden light in your chest. With each breath, this light grows. It expands beyond your skin, beyond your room, beyond your city. You are light. You are energy. You merge with the trees, the sky, the oceans, the stars. Feel that there is no inside or outside, only consciousness, only being. And when you are fully expanded, declare from the depths of your soul, I am the all in one form. I am the universe experiencing itself as me. Remain there for a few minutes. Don't try to achieve anything. Simply allow the unity to become real. When you return, you will see the world through new eyes. Every person is another version of you. Every event occurs within your universe. Every change you make within transforms the all. You are far more than a body moving through a life. You are the all, playing at forgetting so it can rediscover itself. You are God, disguised as human. And now that you know this, how will you choose to live? In the next chapter, you will learn how to maintain this state of unity in everyday life. How to live from the quantum heart, where every action is sacred and every step a conscious creation. Because when you live as the all, everything in your life becomes a miracle. Chapter 9. Create worlds, your power to redesign reality. The world you see is not real. It's only a reflection of the power within you that has yet to awaken. Reality is not fixed. It's not solid. It's not absolute. It's a projection, a temporary image that responds to your inner state. Ancient metaphysical traditions called it Maya, illusion, not because it doesn't exist, but because it is not what it seems. Everything you experience as reality is energy vibrating at a specific frequency. And you, your consciousness, your thoughts, your choices, are the filter that determines which frequency shows up. This isn't just spiritual poetry. It's a law. And once you start living from it, a deep, transformative truth unfolds. You can redesign your world, not like decorating a room, but like rewriting the entire script. You can create a new timeline, a new self, a new life from scratch, no matter what happened before. The past is just a line you held. Let go of that version of you, and reality has no choice but to obey. It all begins with a quantum decision, not a logical, reasoned, or justified choice. A decision born from your soul that says, I am no longer that. A decision that doesn't ask for explanations. It creates. A decision that becomes a leap. Just as a particle can disappear from one point and appear in another without traversing the space between, you too can leap. From a limited life to an extraordinary one. From the version that survives to the one that creates. But you don't leap with your legs. You leap with your consciousness, changing your identity, shifting your perception, transforming the emotions you hold. Because it's not about changing the external, it's about changing the observer. This is where your journey as a divine hero begins. Redesigning reality is not a linear process. It is a creative act that moves through two forces, chaos and order. Chaos is the collapse of the old, the uncomfortable, what must fall apart before the new emerges. And order is the structure that arises when you hold the new vision without giving up. Creating worlds is not about controlling everything. It's about trusting that you can hold the center, even when everything around you seems to shake. Every hero faces a moment of darkness before discovering their light. It's part of the design. But you are not here to get stuck in the night. You are here to ignite a new dawn with your presence. And the light you turn on is not decorative. It is creative. It projects. It builds. It manifests. That's why today I invite you to a sacred project. Not one that imposes rules, but one that reminds you of your sovereignty. Rewriting project. Redesign your life as a conscious God. Do this. Take a blank sheet of paper. No judgment, no story, no past. This page is the quantum mirror of the all, waiting to be defined. At the top, write, my new reality is. Then let your soul speak. Not from what you think is possible, not from what you were told you can or cannot do. Write from the self that already knows, from the awakened creator, from the God within you. Describe your new state, your new identity, your new environment, your relationships, your body, your energy, your abundance, your peace. Don't write it as a future dream. Write it as if you are already living it. Then each morning, before looking at your phone, before connecting with the outside world, return to that page. Read it. Feel it. Embody it. Act as if you are already that version. The universe doesn't need time. It needs frequency. And you are the antenna. Redesigning your life is not a metaphor. It's an inner movement so powerful that reality is compelled to reconfigure. It activates new neural pathways, new emotions, new electromagnetic fields. It changes the narrative. And the most incredible part? You don't need proof to begin. You only need decision. Because reality is not the cause of your state. It's the effect. And what happens when doubt arises? When the old self tries to return? You embrace it, understand it, but you don't lead with it. You stay in the new design. You hold it like a mother holds her child, with unconditional love, with sacred firmness, with devotion to the self you are remembering. You are more than a human moving through an experience. You are the architect of worlds, and this world you call your life is nothing more than the projection of your consciousness. Don't like it? Don't fight it. Redesign it. Do it like someone drawing a universe with fire in their hands. Do it like someone who no longer asks permission to be immense. Do it like someone who knows they didn't come to fit into a system, but to create a new one. And now I leave you with a declaration, a flame you can ignite each morning upon waking. I am the creator. My reality obeys my design. Say it not as a wish, but as fact. Let your vibration sustain it. Let your body feel it. Let your soul shout it, because you are no longer playing at living. Now, you are living as someone who came to create worlds. In the next and final chapter, you will discover that this creative power does not stop when you manifest a desire. This has only been the beginning, because when you remember you are God in action, you never stop creating. You begin expanding without limits. Chapter 10. Your divinity is non-negotiable. Live as a creator. You didn't come here to beg for blessings. You came to embody them. There's no turning back. You can't pretend you don't know. You can't act as if you haven't remembered. This journey wasn't toward something outside. It was a return to your center, to what you have always been, even if you forgot for a time. You are divinity incarnate. Not a pretty idea for difficult days, not a spiritual comfort, but a radical truth that changes everything. This book wasn't a collection of concepts. It was a mirror, a call, an activation. Page by page, you were guided to tear the veil, dismantle the character, and traverse levels of consciousness until you reached the essence. You are not a human trying to evolve. You are infinite consciousness, choosing to experience this form. And now, what comes next? It's not about seeking answers outside, not about collecting more information, more techniques, more promises. The seeker dies when the creator awakens, because now you don't wait for something to arrive. You make it happen. You don't beg for light. You generate it. You don't ask for guidance. You become the channel. Living as a creator doesn't mean everything will be perfect. It means nothing will be accidental. Every moment becomes a conscious expression of your energy. Every challenge, an opportunity to demonstrate your power. Every thought, a seed. Every word, a command to the quantum field. So how do you live every day from this divinity? Not from mystical perfection, but from vibrational coherence. Begin with habits that remind you of who you are. Wake up as a God returning to the body, not as someone surviving, but as someone governing reality. When you open your eyes, don't focus on what's missing. Focus on what you are activating. Before touching your phone or recalling your tasks, affirm from your soul, "Today, the universe responds to my frequency. I choose to create." Make your mind a temple. Don't let thoughts enter that don't speak with love of you. Don't accept ideas that don't honor your greatness. And if they appear, don't fight them. Simply remind them who's in charge. You. Your consciousness. Your choice. Inhabit your body as an extension of the all. Don't judge it. Don't punish it. Love it as the sacred tool it is. Move it with gratitude. Breathe as one channeling light. Walk as one who treads the earth, knowing every step redraws the map of the universe. Your spirituality is not an escape route. You are not here to ascend and leave the world behind. You are here to bring heaven to earth. Your purpose isn't to vanish into light. It's to become living light that creates, transforms, elevates. And that happens through presence, decision, and action. Do you have goals? Wonderful. But let them not arise from fear. Don't let them fill voids. Let them spring from expansion. From the sacred game of experiencing what you can create when you remember there are no limits. Money, love, health, beauty, peace, they are not rewards. They are natural expressions of your divine frequency. And if you ever forget, because you will, and that's okay, remember this: your divinity is non-negotiable. It doesn't depend on your mood, your mistakes, or your achievements. It's built into your design. You can't lose it. You can only cover it up, but it never goes out. And each time you remember, it shines even brighter. Now you are ready to seal this journey with a ritual. Not an external ritual, but an internal one. Not as someone asking permission, but as one claiming their throne. Final ritual: live as an embodied God. Find a quiet place. Sit with your spine straight. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply and slowly, as if calling your soul to fully inhabit your body. Visualize a golden light descending from above onto your crown. Feel it enter and ignite every cell. That light is you. It's your divine essence activating. As you breathe, repeat mentally, I am not what I was told. I am what I have remembered. I am the divine presence manifesting here and now. Now open your arms as if receiving everything, as if surrendering to your greatness. Speak aloud, with certainty. From this moment forward, I choose to live as the creator I am. I do not limit myself. I do not hide. I do not dilute. My divinity is non-negotiable. It is expressed. Stay there for a few minutes. Feel. Don't think. Just sense how your entire field reconfigures, how the universe responds, how everything begins vibrating to a new frequency. When you feel it, open your eyes and walk as one who never doubts their power. Because this is not the end. This is the starting point. Now that you have remembered who you are, every day becomes a new creation. And you, beloved Creator, no longer need to search because you are the source. So go, live, expand, create worlds, and above all, never ask permission again to be God in action.